Hey, hello. Today we're going to look at some command line basics. So we are going to write a very simple dice roller little script that's going to run directly out of our terminal. In software development, we're going to have a lot of scripts that we run for deploying, for managing, for testing our software. The testing is where I see a lot where you just have a different suite of tests that you can run, and your interface for that is just a script that you run directly out of terminal. We're just going to do something very simple today just to get the basic syntax of creating something like this. So I just have here a JavaScript file. I just called it dice, call it whatever you want. Whoops. And we are going to import our read line, which is how we are going to interact with the user in the terminal. So we just need to define a few things. We're going to shorten it to read RL equals readline dot. We're going to create an interface, and we just need to define two things: our input, standard in, whoops, and our output, process.standard out. Boom, there we go. And now that's ready to be used. So we just want to make a main function, and we're also going to have a function for rolling the dice. We'll call it dice roll, I guess. Roll dice is better. Roll dice. We'll put in a D there. Should be roll die, but whatever. And in our main function, we are going to ask a question. So readline question. This is how we're now going to interact with the user. Whatever we put here is what is going to be displayed when the user opens up the application. So we are just going to give them some options, and then we're going to use our /n to indent to the next line, and we'll give some options. So option 1 is going to be roll d20. That's a dice. That's a die with 20 sides, a 20-sided die. Then option 2, whoops. Option 2 will be to, goodness gracious, roll a d6. That is your standard 6-sided die. And then finally, our last option would just be to quit the application. And we're going to put another indent here just so that the user isn't inputting on the same line as the question, right? It gives us a fresh space in the terminal. And what we get back is an answer. This is what the user is going to input. So we want to use our lambda function right here so that we can now do something with this answer. So what we're going to do is just a simple switch case for the answer. But actually, before I do that, what I want to do is make sure that this answer is a number. So we're going to say const option equals the number of answer. And then we're just going to switch our option. Boom, there we go. And we're going to say case 1. So if the person puts in a 1, we are going to roll dice with 20. That's the amount of sides we have. And then we want to make sure to put in this break here. And then case 2, we're going to do roll dice. This time we're going to use a 6. And then case 3, boom, boom, boom. We want to put in our break here. And then case 3, if the user inputs a 3, we're going to politely say goodbye. And then we are going to return. This is going to end the program. But I'm already forgetting something. First, we need to close our read line. Boom. And there we go. Now, when we have this last one, which is very important, default. This is if anything else gets put in besides 1, 2, or 3, this is the switch case that's going to fire off. So here we'll just say something like invalid option. That's fine. Option. And then it's going to, well, right now, then it'll just stop. So what we want to do, well, I'll wait to get to that. So this is it right now. Our roll dice does not have any functionality, so let's go ahead and implement that. So what we just want to do is we want to have a result, which is going to equal to math.floor, math.random times our d, and then plus 1. So if you haven't looked into the way to generate random numbers to a limit, I'm not going to go into that now, but this is just standard boilerplate to get a random number of the interval d. So if I change this to 100, this would give us a random number from 1 to 100. If I got rid of this, it would give us a random number from 0 to 99, but we don't want that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to give that feedback to the user. So we're going to say you rolled a, actually you rolled colon result. Boom. There we go. So this should work. We just need to actually call our main method. Don't forget to do that. And then we can see I have a terminal right here, and we're just going to use Node to go ahead and run this script. So node dice.js. And we can see here I have my options. And if I hit 1, boom, I rolled a 43. That's because I left this 100 in there, which is not what we want. And there's another issue. Now you can see that we're just kind of stuck in here. We can't do anything anymore. What's going on? All right, so let's address both of these things. First of all, not by 100. We want to multiply it by this value d. So in case 1, that'll be 20. Case 2, that'll be 6. And then the other issue where if we run this application and then we make a selection, it's going to churn out the result, but then we're just stuck inside of this application, right? We have no way of getting to case 3 to close this. So what we're actually going to do is after we run this, we're just going to call the main method again. So this is a recursive method, a recursive function, right? It calls itself. So basically this is going to run forever until we tell it to close. So now this should work just fine. So node.js, and we see here roll a d20. There we go. I rolled a 6, and you can see I get my options again. So now let's roll a d6, roll a 4. Now we want to quit. We hit 3, we quit. It says goodbye, and you can see here now we're back in our terminal, and I can run this again. How many times? Oh, a 19. How many times before I get a crit on this d20? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, there we go. Got a 20, natural crit, a natural 20. That's a critical roll. That's what we want, right? But anyways, that is just a very simple command line basics thing using JavaScript to write a little script that we can interact with in our terminal. So obviously you can see there's potential for all kinds of things here. So here we're just calling one function, roll dice inside these different things. But what I've seen is it'll ask you which test you want to run. And then in here, the method that it's calling, the function that it's calling, is going to be a whole litany of tests that then get run. So obviously the potential for something like this is huge. But anyways, I just wanted to show you some very basic command line interface basics. And yeah, so thank you guys very much. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, anything I did wrong, anything you think is better or you could do better than this. I would love to hear it. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.